pajamas to the grocery store. At number 2, the executive jackass. This greedy bugger will live it up while the sales are good, but as soon as his bonus is hurting, he's gonna lay you off because he ain't making enough money. So that's tough for you. Go get yourself a job at Timmy Ho's and love it. And the number 1 reason why the world sucks. Everybody wants my money, and they don't care how broke I am, they gonna take it. Can't go anywhere without prices being out the roof. Gallon of paint, $60. What kind of crap is that? You're coloring your wall and that's worth $60? I don't think so. Go to the grocery store. You try to buy some bacon, although you're not supposed to be eating bacon, from what I hear. But that's like $5 for the pound of bacon. Go out to eat it, $11 for a stupid salad. You tell me 2 pieces of chicken and some lettuce and a little bit of tomato ain't worth $11, I'll tell you that. You got calm scam over there charging you too much for cable. The government wants money out of your pocket even though they did nothing for it. They say you've been working. Hell, give us some money. Talk about blackmail. Because if you don't, you go to jail or they take everything from you. Then you got the electrical company charging you too much. Hell, the power don't even stay on half the time. Then you see your water bill and you're like, damn, I didn't use that much water. I only take a shower every Saturday. Hell, that should be like $4. Then don't get me started on a phone bill. Barely use the damn thing, cost me $60 a month. Can't go to the movie without taking out a loan. Forget going on vacation. I wouldn't know what that is. When somebody says holiday, I say, what's a holla and how many days does it take? Well, I better go. I'm smelling the bacon cooking. That means it's time for my daily cancer routine. Thanks a lot for listening. Now back to John. You're listening to the John Lebang Show.
It's what's cool on radio.
And welcome back, my good friends. Thank you for being part of the John Lebang Show and being amazing supporters. We get a lot of really cool emails sent to the show. We get some hate mail lately. You know, you start talking about sex robots and sex toys in a negative connotation, and people get upset about that. You know, maybe the person who sends along hate mail like that probably might, you know, be in love with his sex doll or sex robot. Or, you know, sex dolls and then sex robots, and a side note here before I get into gas prices, because those two subjects are related. Not really. But the sex dolls are like the first phase of the sex robots, and now they're mechanical dolls. That's all they are. But I divert. I don't want to offend anybody and get some hate mail. I mean, for 30 seconds of commentary on sexual items that, you know, weird sexual items that people engage with. So the average gas prices are jumping again. 10 cents in the past week to about $3 a gallon. And they're blaming it on a host of things because they like to blame it on a host of things. They say it's largely due higher crude oil costs and the phasing in of summer-grade gasolines, which they say helps prevent smog, because we have to prevent smog in places like California because, you know, they got to control their smog problem. But I'm telling you, that's a bunch of hogwash, ladies and gentlemen. They like to come up with factors, little reasons, so you don't complain as much and you don't see the progression of how things work. But this is a very natural thing in the cycle of fuel and energy costs. Let's take you back to the Obama administration, if I may. In 2009, gas prices were pretty low when he took office, and they were dropping after hitting a pretty steep high, but they were dropping rapidly as the election approached. So during the Bush administration, the last days of it, last months of it, the gas prices fell dramatically. And then once President Obama took office, they started to tick up. Now, I could take the Bush administration out and say during the Obama's administration last months, they were coming down. Probably, in fact, the right up by the election, they were coming down. And then they started to tick up. Once the Trump administration got in office, and between 2009 and 2011, during the Obama administration, we had hit all-time highs with the price of gasoline at the pump. 2 years. The second year was when it got to a point where it was really expensive, and then it held there until his administration was through. There was an election there in the middle. The second one, you have an advantage as a president, as an incumbent, when you're running for re-election. Because you have the bully pulpit and your opponent does not. So that helps you maintain. And even if gas prices are high, you're okay. But now we're 2 years into the Trump administration and we're starting to see near $3 a gallon gas again. Again, 2 years in. If you go to the Bush administration, when they were in office, 2 years in, where had the gas prices gone comparative to when they got in office? They were buck something, $1.10, $1.20, back when Bush first got into office. And within the first 2 years, by the second year, basically the middle point of his first term, as we are with Trump and as with President Obama, the gas prices were hitting highs, sometimes all-time highs, but at least highs for a certain period of time. And that's what happens. It's a natural, well, let's remove the word natural. I'm trying to explain it to you in simple terms, but it becomes difficult at times because people don't grasp it. And I understand it's hard to grasp, but we're in the second year of a presidential term. And almost without exception, the last three presidents that have been in office, the gas prices about where Trump is in his administration, the gas prices are ticking up and they're looking to continue to go up. Or they're hitting highs. They never go down during this part of an administration. They don't need to. They don't need to get people out to the voting booth. And cheaper gas prices affects a little bit of that. So when they're talking about these things that affect the gas prices in the summer, you know they're not telling you the whole truth. The reason the gas prices are ticking up right now is because we're in the second year of an administration and gas prices really have no effect on any of the political system at this point. That's what I've been trying to say this whole time, and I couldn't find the right words to put it together. Because gas prices are high, it doesn't matter because it's not going to affect anything politically as of right now. Just like it wouldn't have done that during the Obama administration and during the Bush administration. And it had no effect. And that tells you one thing. They're in collusion with each other. The stuff starts going down when the incumbent is running out of time in his two-term cycle. Because it's been a while, ladies and gentlemen, since we had a one-term president. In fact, out of the last, 5, we've only had one of them that was one term. Reagan was 2, Bush 1 was 1. Clinton was 2, Bush 2
was 2. So really the Bushes had 3 years there. Obama had 2. And unless the Democrats can give you somebody of any real substance, Trump's going to win the next election. And the thing is, I don't see any real good choices coming out of the Democrat side of the aisle. And we can forget all the independents. You know, we have all these people, and I was one of them for a long time, that wanted a third party to do something to become strong. It's worthless. We're in a duality political system, or a system based on duality. You have the right and the left, as they say it. I say it's the left and the ultra-left. You know, the Republicans are socialists. None of them are preaching freedom. Name me 10 Republicans that preach individual liberty and freedom and the Constitution above all else. Can't do it. On the Democrat side, I don't think there's one, but if you can name me 2, I'll give you a prize. And you better have some good numbers. And trust me, I'm going to go. I will look at them and I will say, I don't think they're not a socialist. It's almost guaranteed that everybody on the Democrat side of the aisle is a socialist, if not communist or Marxist. They're the far left. Then we have the Republicans who are left of the Constitution. And see, that's my middle ground. Everybody else's middle ground is where the Democrats and Republicans split. But if they keep tilting left and left and left, the center line keeps moving left with it. And eventually it'll be so far left, it'll be communist. And you'll still think the Republicans are on the right. So longtime listeners of the John Lebang Show know when I speak right and left, I'm talking the center point is the Constitution. But look at the time, folks. Looks like we've run the clock up right to the end again. Please stay tuned for hour number 2 as we bring in our good friend Derek Shelmerdine. We're going to talk about the Monterey Pop or International Pop Music Festival, the first one. Talk about what artists were there. It'll be a great time. He's really knowledgeable. I'm going to let him pretty much host the show as I always do, and I just sit there and co-host and ask questions that I need answered. Maybe throwing a little quib here and there because, that's the banger. So please stay tuned for that. If the station you're listening to, the John Lebang Show, do not play the hours consecutively, please go to their station's website, look at their schedule, and see when hour number 2 is coming your way. Don't forget to go to my website, ladies and gentlemen. That's www.jlebang.com. I want to thank all my affiliate stations, all my listeners, my subscribers on YouTube, my followers on Twitter, and everybody who is now becoming fans of the John Lebang Show on our latest social media endeavor, Steam It. Thank you guys all for joining us. And until the vibrations of my vocal cords reach your ears again, I'm John Lebang, signing off from the Banger Studios. See you next hour.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have liftoff. Tune in again next week. Same time, same space, same station.